Hello and welcome to the V Show. I am PA Patrick Austin. I want to thank you for tuning in. We got a very special show today. First off, before we get started, we want to thank our partners: Visit Jackson, GNC Mangino Family Stores, Capital City Automotive, the MVSU NAA, Muskelly Furniture, Capital City Beverages, and Vogue Home Furnishing. Now, last week we had on a very special guest, none other than our very own head women's basketball coach, Ashley Walker Johnson. And she was able to give us a little bit of insight of what it's like to be the head women's coach here. Some of the things that we took away from that conversation is she's finally has a full roster. She was able to give each one of her players that's on scholarship this year some form of money. And so with that, we're looking forward to seeing great results and looking forward to watch her play. This week, her and her team play. This week, we have two of our very own. People know them, the late 80s bunch, when it was a whole lot of fun going on at the Valley. I wasn't there. I'm only going by what I was told. All right. But today we got two of our very own NFL player, Ashley Ambrose, and our very own Chief, Xavier Redmond. Fellas, are y'all here today?
We in the house, baby.
Yeah. Oh, there they go. Look,
what's happening?
Hey, not only were y'all teammates, y'all shared backfields together. From what I heard, sleeping bunks, sleeping bags, rooms on I'm just saying, seats on the bus when it was just a flat one row. Is that how it all went down?
It all went down just like you explained it.
Okay. So y'all shared tuna sandwiches and peanut butter jelly too.
But he was my barber as well.
Yeah.
So he's the reason you bald headed.
Man. Now I had a lot of hair. I had hair.
Look,
he had hair. He did have a lot of hair.
Look, bro. So you use the tool him and shape him up. He don't have none. He got my hair cut, and you still got yours though.
Hey, you know what? I tell you what, I use that experience from college to do my own hair. Now I don't have to go to the barber shop. But you know what? I just try to keep a little bit on there. I'm not ready yet to have the shiny.
You don't want to let it go?
I'm not
You want to let it go?
Hey, I'm not ready.
Listen to me. You will feel better when you come to the other side. Because, see, it's real hard to keep lining it up because it keep backing up. You know what I mean? So when you go on and just drop it, you'll feel better about yourself. Hey, it's going to be a lot colder. But at the same time, you know, you ain't got to worry about haircuts no more.
Your head toughens up as long as you be bald.
You know, I get it low enough. I think I'm close. I'm close. Trust me.
So you're on the half already.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, I'm already on.
Look, man. Hey, I want to thank y'all for joining us today and having this like roundtable discussion. Here's the deal, man. The things that we discuss, topics, views, opinions. You know, everything that we're going to talk about is really more so of an informational tool. All right. This is not to poke fun at anybody or give criticism, but this is designed to open people's minds up, let them know how we have our special feelings about Valley with all of us, especially being alums and you guys being in the era before mine, and really just kind of talk a little bit about it. So with all of us being alums, I want to start with you, Ashley, and then Chief, you can follow in. I just want to know a little bit about y'all time at Valley and what Valley really means to you.
Well, I tell you what, I'm always wearing my Valley stuff proud. You know, I think about the good times we had. We had really good times. We really did. I mean, I had really good teammates. X definitely was one of them, and you know they're all my brothers. So, you know, you take that stuff when you're younger for granted, but you know when you get older, you start like thinking about like the relationships you had with everyone. And you know, the good thing is I get a chance to still talk to guys like X and, you know, Humphrey and, you know, Tommy Shine and, you know, a lot of those guys, man, Gerald Horner. I get a chance to see a lot of these guys. So it's been I tell you what, it means a lot to me just when I see my ex teammates and then I don't, you know, I shouldn't even call them ex teammates. They're still my teammates just because it was back then. But you know, I that's why I learned a lot about growing up and being around a lot of my some of my best friends in my life.
Chief,
yeah, I mean,
talk to us, man. What Valley mean to you, baby?
It means a lot.
Back at the house.
It means a lot because you know, with Ashley and the guys he spoke of, Gerald Horner and those guys, when I was being recruited by Valley, you know, they made that choice so much easier because from day one they treated me like family. They always treated me like a little brother. Um, even when Ashley, the senior year, he was getting ready to be a high draft pick or whatever. He never changed. Just like the person we talking to right now, he's been the same person. So he was always approached. Like I said, he cut my hair, would never charge me, or would never let you give him anything. But for the simple fact, it was always like a family. There's so many teammates that you have, and and I tell kids all the time right now, they always talking about the thing that they don't have, or I say we had less, but we had each other, and we made our fun. We made, if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it again. I'd do the same thing.
Yeah, man, that's
I say the
awesome.
same. I would definitely say the same. If I had to do it again, I would definitely do it again.
That people don't understand, man. Cutting your teeth, where we cut it at, it kind of shaped the future. And now that you mentioned that, Brother Ambrose, Valley set the stage, from our offline conversations for you to accomplish so much in life. For those that hadn't kept up with you since you left, do me a favor and share a little bit about your work experience and then some of the stuff that you're doing now.
Well, when I left there, man, I got drafted to Indianapolis, and I got a chance to, experience the NFL and all that stuff. And honestly, I had no clue of what kind of player I was. My teammates used to tell me I was a really good player, but you know what? Honestly, let me be honest with you, I really didn't know how good I was. And then when I started finding myself and becoming the player I became, I started dedicating myself a lot more. And guys like, I remember coming back and seeing X play. I think that was your senior year, X, and him wearing that my old jersey, stuff like that, man. It was like, look at my little bro shining. Look at him doing his thing. We played the same position, and he had my number, and I always was thankful that somebody looked up to me like that. And so I got a chance to play those 13 years in NFL, and it was a beautiful thing to represent Valley. Even those days, battling Jerry Rice and talking to him and telling him thanks for coming back and all that stuff. But that was fun. After that career, I actually got into the coaching career, and I wanted to give back because I had played the game of football, was around the game of football a long time, and I just wanted to give back. So I got into coaching and came out here to Colorado in 2008, and coached with the Buffaloes, and then left with the Cal Berkeley, and I kind of bounced around different places at Idaho, Texas State, and Boise State, and then I came back to Colorado. And after a while, I did 10 years of it. I was like, you know what, it's time for me to enjoy my family. And so I did that, and now what I'm doing now actually is to me, I'm giving back even more. A lot of people say, a lot of people want to give back with the money, but I don't think you just only give back with your money. I think you give back with being there. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm a student engagement advocate for young Black and African American families and students that I see dropping out or kind of falling out, by the wayside, and trying to keep them engaged in school so they could, be successful in life. So that's what I'm doing, and I enjoy doing it because I deal with, I have a caseload of about 60 kids, and just trying to keep them engaged and keep them getting the GED or getting a diploma or something. Just so they could be something in life. So that's what I'm doing, and I enjoy doing it, and I get a chance to be with my family.
Man, most people don't understand that grind. When the holidays come up or you got recruiting going on, people really don't understand the amount of time that you put in when you're coaching. It's funny you say that you're mentoring people, because every time I'm on campus and I'm with Chief, I'm watching him put his arm around somebody's shoulder and telling them the same thing. So that's one thing, your coaches and Valley has put in the culture of you guys. And it's a beautiful thing because all of us have that loving heart, from that family perspective. You ever thought about, since you mentioned coaching though, you ever thought about coming home and helping out at all?
You know what? I did a few years ago. I thought about it maybe a couple of years before I got out of coaching. But I think what happened is that I started realizing how important being around my family was, and the more I realized, I say if I get away from football, maybe I could spend more time with them. But at one point, I was like all in. With like, yeah, man, if Valley ever gave me that opportunity, I'd do it and this and that. I talk to my man Mighty Mouse all the time about it, and may him rest in peace. But
No doubt.
uh, but you know what? Now I am happy to not be doing it because I get to come home for dinner time. I get to be there for
Right.
breakfast, and I'm there on the weekends. And it's just I don't the stress is gone now from it. So
Right.
like I said, now it's I got two little beautiful kids. My other two are older and out of the way,
Right.
and now I got two younger ones, and now I get a chance to help raise them.
And you get a chance to see a whole lot, man. And seen it, been on the road a lot too. I understand
Yeah,
that there's certain things that are irreplaceable, and FaceTime can't cure all things,
yeah.
Uh, and now I'm gonna transition a little bit, Chief.
Yo.
Um, you've been out helping people your whole career since you left Valley, man. And now you decided to dedicate I can't even say it's the later half because you just started so early. You still got, in my opinion, a few more years left in you, big dog. but at Valley, man, so much has changed and yet so much has stayed the same. For those that hadn't been around Valley in a while, I want you to kind of share some of your thoughts about some of the things that have changed for the better and some of the things that have stayed the same that we kind of need to change, in your opinion, from an athletic
Well,
standpoint, university culture, any of that's on the table, brother.
I mean, that for me, when I had the opportunity to come back and become the chief at Mississippi Valley State, I think that was, uh, for me, that was the one job that I felt like that will complete my career.
Mm.
Um, but in getting back, I saw some things that look totally different. You have some of the new buildings of that nature. You got some of the things that look a little different. But I think for me, the biggest thing about that was surprising to me was the fact that we lost the family atmosphere. Because when I was at Valley, it was more so of a family atmosphere throughout the campus.
Right.
Then there was more alumni engagement, student um, uh, pride was there. We wasn't always a winning program, but I never saw a home game empty. I just noticed the last home game we played at Alcorn, and our fans were little to none. And you wouldn't have never saw that in the late '80s and the early '90s when we played, and that was disheartening. And for me, I kind of wear those emotions on my sleeve, and I kind of let that be known that it's very disappointing. I kind of put out a post, and I feel like there's a great need for the alumni to come back. We're the youngest HBCU,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess during that time, during the late '80s and early '90s, we was coming out that '80s feel good uh, time, and going over to the '90s, started a new hip hop era. That the energy was still there. I don't see it now. I don't feel it on campus. Even when we played Jackson State, when I came to school there, it was like, bro, the whole campus was lit. I remember Ashley when we played them, we was like we was going number one in HBCU. They kept it a secret. NWA, they shaved their heads and came to practice. I'm talking about it was lit. I'm talking about that changed the whole dynamic of the team to let people know. And that feeling is nowhere close to being there. And I just think that alumni have to come back to teach and show them what Valley Pride is all about. And like I say, for me, that's the most disheartening thing to see, being there on a day-to-day basis. Um, but I think that with the initiation of the new National Alumni Association and with the VClub, I think these are the organizations that's going to kind of reinvigorate that energy and move people and bring people back. Because I engage with a lot of my teammates, like Ashley was talking about earlier, that either don't know about the VClub, or I try to school them about the VClub, and to try to get them engaged. People were done so wrong with the giving of money. So a lot of it is people will don't want to give because they don't know exactly if it's going to be done the right way and stuff like this. So I think with the VClub and the new direction of National Alumni Association is what's going to put us where we need to be going forward. But we have to find some kind of way to recreate that energy and not let people continue to graduate from Valley with a bad attitude or negative light about the school. We got to figure out why and what is going on in that area, and that's the key.
Yeah, and you know what, Chief, you hit a nail on the head on a lot of it. Energy matters, man. And also being informed. That was the whole purpose of this show. Full disclosure. I'm not a huge fan of the person that be in front of the crowd, in my opinion, or in just the front period. In my opinion, most of my time when I was a head coach, I did the interviews and the little wearing the mics and all of that, and that was cool. But for me now, the focus is doing what we can in order to help our institution raise that extra $2.3 million for our institution to be fully funded when it comes to athletics. Yes, we have a lot of other things that we got to touch on, because to me, a band, your athletic programs, if they're doing well, your enrollment increases. When your enrollment increases, your morale is there. You can put on more functions and it doesn't look like the campus is dead. So, and most people don't know. For our viewers, listen, in order to fully fund our athletic department, where we're on the same pace as everyone else that we compete against, with a full 63 in football, 15 in both basketballs, and so on and so forth, it takes about another $2.3 million. So either we got to find a way to make that money or get it in the form of contributions. And, grassroots efforts help. But we're on a mission to make that happen. And so when you guys were there, the Title IX hadn't hit in the same respect, because, even when I was there, we kind of pretty much had everything that we needed. Now that that's in effect, and it is equality, so our women athletes have to have everything that the men have. I want you guys to kind of share something about the support that you received when you were there. Who were you able to lean on, and why that's important? Because a lot of people can't grasp the concept. Man, your trainer is important. The nutrition table is important. Having a doctor that you could go to that, hey, I got the sniffles. And I mean, these are at big programs. For example, at the University that's in Starkville at Mississippi State, even as a staff member, when we felt like we were getting a little cold, we went over to the student center, got a shot, and you don't miss practice. You can't get sick during football season,
Yeah.
And those kind of amenities, being able to eat chow after 6:30 because we don't have a cafeteria staff punching a clock, that stuff matters. And so by increasing our finances, we can close that gap. But I'm gonna slow down a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the resources that you guys had on campus, because your experiences is different from some of the feedback that we're getting now.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I mean, we had all of that stuff. I mean, we had we had the trainers, we had everybody. But the thing now, I think too, is that's a little different, is our attitudes was different. If we got sick, we were going out there regardless. We was going to be out there, And I think now things are changing. They get sick now. They want to rest, and we didn't think about that. I remember back in the day we could have 3-a-days. We were doing 3-a-days.
Yeah.
We didn't complain. Did not complain. So, but you know what? I agree exactly what you're saying. We need the funding. We need all of those different things so we can have those type of things, the trainers, and get to being, if somebody gets sick and if they don't want to practice, hey, let's get the shot. Let's do something for it.
And the other part is that I know, there's a successful program that's south of us and they're enjoying it. And I know that's great because, and he's your former teammate, which is fantastic, man. But the thing is I don't want people to lose the scope of the gap is getting wider. Yeah. And the reason that I say that is if another institution in this state just opened up a gap some more between themselves and the rest of the core, and we've been at the bottom, that means we've got that much further to go now, because everybody else going to take a step forward. We got to take that leap too, and we need everybody all in to do it. Chief, share your thoughts, man.
Absolutely. I agree. Like I say, we were a little different, but at the same time, I think that the same core principle of what made us was we didn't let certain challenges hinder us from being apart and moving forward and trying to accomplish our goals. We didn't necessarily have a training table, but at the same time, we was able to find ways to eat. And we sitting on here during that time with the first pick of the second round, which is, you might as well say, is a first round draft pick. Oh, yeah. And those things did not hinder him from coming out of Mississippi Valley State. So I tell people, you can make it from anywhere you go. You just got to have it in your heart to want to do it. And secondly, you're right. But that's what the vision come in, is that when trends, it's just like I speak from a long, I'm gonna speak in a sense where you can follow me. I try to follow trends when it comes to law enforcement. I try to see what's going on so I can be able to implement those things. It don't necessarily have to happen, but if it happens, I'm prepared. I think what put us behind, we didn't keep up with the trends. We didn't keep up when they found strength and conditioning became a part of programs, or it was in, it was being noted as important. We didn't understand about the training tables. I think a lot of things that we don't or didn't have or we don't have is just the fact that people don't know how to implement the program. So we so far behind. It's like, okay, do I necessarily have to start right here, or do I have to start right here? It's okay to start at the bottom and build your way up, but I just think we got to put it in motion, to start it. I think once we get the ball rolling, it's like anything else we do. We have to see it. We have to see things first. No doubt. I think that this football season has showed us what people don't realize is that the head coach that we have now, you can sit around there and talk about, oh man, I don't believe in moral victories. That helps the program none. Oh well, man, Dance is doing good with 32 scholarships. If he's doing good with 32, well, give him 32 more. Then we ain't talking about that anymore. Yeah. How do we get there? I think that's the point. We got to stop being happy with moral victories. We got to stop being happy with just competing. You want to win at some point. You want to win, and I think that energy is not there to get the ball rolling, and it's going to have to start with the student population. It's going to have to start with student.
It takes everyone. It takes everyone.
It's going to take everybody.
You know what? It's a team effort.
Yes.
That's how you win championships. Absolutely. Everybody got to be a part of the team. It can't be one part, and everybody have to be a part of the team.
Absolutely.
And it's got to get to a point where enough is enough, man. We can always point and cry foul. And, to be honest, this was God put this on my heart to be right here, because we never had an athletic foundation, and people don't understand what that means. Athletic foundations are not really designed to feed the team per se after every game. We're really designed to build buildings and increase personnel, increase your travel. That's what a foundation does. I can remember during the initial times when it was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's the booster club for athletics. Nah, booster club is the wrong terminology. I don't want you thinking like that. Foundation is where we're trying to get to and where we're going. It's just going to take a little time to get everybody informed on how it operates. And because, Chief, you hit on something, and Brother Ambrose did too. You played 13 years in the NFL, and for those that know, NFL acronym is not for long, and you did it right here from Valley. So you've already proven that it can be done. In a multitude of other guys too.
Not only that, I followed him. And if you really know, he got Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah,
he has Hall of Fame numbers. And people don't realize that, but right there, right there from Mississippi Valley, so my thing is and even for me, even that people that's going to watch this video, and that's why I say, when I say we got to start here, the VClub is a start. So everybody, if you watch this video, I just want you to know, it ain't just about athletics. If you want to do something and we want to increase. This is the start. That pattern the V Club, so you can be able to start a scholarship foundation, or what, as long as something that's gonna help nurture Mississippi Valley State. So don't get sideways. It's all about athletics. Athletics is a driving point that helps and boosts everything in your enrollment. But if that's not your kick, then just start, get the blueprint and just start it. We had to start somewhere. So my thing is, for all my Valley alum that's gonna watch this, just don't get sideways and jaded just because if you think we just talking about athletic. That's just where we feel like we could help. But if you feel like that there's another avenue that you can take, figure out how we get the foundation done, how you drive those that help raise those dollars to get what you need, and you establish a National Alumni Association. So I don't want nobody to walk away and just think this is a one-sided thing. This is a family affair. So we got to start right here, so be it. But let's just start. And I'm just glad that we're starting.
And here's another thing. Like you said, Chief, sports is what we know, no different than somebody, a science teacher or a professor may know what they know. Sports is what we know. That's our experience. That's our background. That's what we've been a part of. But don't get it mistaken. We are synonymous with the Alumni Association. That's why we mention it every show. And matter of fact, if you join at the starter level, which is $400 annually, we actually, the VClub pays the national alumni dues for that particular member that's a member of the VClub. So we want to grow this thing together. It's synonymous and simultaneous. All right. And so before we let y'all go, man, and enjoy that time with your family, Brother Ambrose, thank you for your time. And do you think there are other things that we can polish up on engaging our alumni community?
I mean, I think we all just need to find a way to come together and just get everybody going, man. You know what? I know is one thing we just talking about it. I think we just all need to try to get everybody engaged and get everybody into it so we can get this thing going. Because I know what kind of what we can do. I know where we can go with this, you know. So hey, the other thing I wanted to just say too to both of you guys, man. I'm proud of both of you guys, man. What y'all doing? You know, you guys doing a hell of a thing. What y'all doing? I mean, you know, you on this V show and being part of this V Club and doing all this stuff, and X with, I mean, he the chief now. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy to see this. But you know, I just want to commend you guys and, you know, let y'all know, man, I'm with you. I'm gonna do anything I can to help get this thing going. Because
thank you for that.
You know,
appreciate
Valley
it.
Deserve it.
Yeah.
And we trying to help Chief too. Chief, we got to get Chief some more cars, man. Look, I saw Chief at the game a few weeks ago. Chief had his bald head sweating, shirt was wet, and it was cool outside because my man was pointing and then trying to get from place to place. So we got to get him a Segway or something. We want to take care of y'all officers too. We ain't gonna let that be known. So if y'all know people with a dealership, you got 4-wheelers. He don't like the side-by-sides, man, you know, so I mean, we can't have those on campus, but man, for his group, man, look out for him, man. You know, we can put lights on anything. We need it with a couple wheels on it that can hold balance and can get them across campus.
But I want everybody to understand, you know, that's a whole nother segment, but you know, I say this, I tell Ashley all the time, man, thank you for being an inspiration to me. And you know, I never shy away about bragging about you, and I always talk about you. You know, my kids know exactly who you are.
That's
right?
my guy. Yeah. That's my guy. I was always been my guy.
Yeah. So
much love. Much love.
PA, I appreciate you for getting this started, and just let you know, people, my main goal is to make sure everybody's safe. If you come to Valley, my goal is to make sure everybody have a good time. I have to have my good time another time. But as long as I see my people having a good time, even Ashley came there homecoming in 19. I didn't get a chance to really kick it with him because I'm moving around working. I spoke with him a little while, but they understand. But we'll get there. But for the most part, man, I just I love my school. My wife don't understand why I get so upset. You know, at games and I don't want to talk and just let me be. But for the most part, man, you know, my goal is just to see the school. I want to leave the school better off than I found it. So I just want to do my part.
Man, look, thank you guys again. Thank you for your time. Much love to each of you. We'll circle back in the future and continue to support. Spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. Thank y'all again.
Hey, y'all know y'all hit me anytime. Y'all know that.
Gotcha. All right, man.
bro.
You gonna go get that honey-do list. And I
yeah,
heard you too.
You already
got
know.
doors opening around there. Gonna make it happen, Calvin.
Actually, my son came home Saturday.
Oh, good, man. You know we praying, man. You know we've been praying hard.
Yeah,
That's
yesterday
awesome.
was his birthday, so we had a
Tell him happy birthday.
I sure will.
Well, thank y'all again, fellas. Much love.
All right.
Yeah, much love.
All right. Well, there you have it. Two of our very own. Chief Xavier Redmond, Ashley Ambrose, second round pick, as Chief said, end of the first, top of the second, right there from Valley, and was able to do it at the pro level for 13 years. So the excuses aren't there. There's enough ways to be exposed now. And so thank you guys for viewing. At this point, I want y'all to tune into our website, www.mvsuvclub.com. Check out the ways to contribute. You know, if you got a certain sport that you want to be a part of, contribute that way. Check us out, www.mvsuvclub.com. We're going to thank our partners once again. Before we close the show, visit Jackson, GNC Family Mangino stores, the Capital City Automotive, the MVSU NAA, Muskelly Furniture, Capital City Beverages, and Vogue Home Furnishing. Until next week, we'll see you. Tune in every Friday at noon. You're going to get some good content. Thank you for joining us.